It was an antique mirror, full length, with an intricately carved wooden frame. Emily found it at a flea market, dusty but still gleaming in the sun. The vendor had been eager to part with it, offering it for far less than it seemed to be worth. That night, after setting the mirror up in her bedroom, Emily noticed something odd. As she passed by, she saw a flicker, just a flicker, of movement in the reflection. Startled, she whipped her head around, but there was nothing. She convinced herself it was her imagination. Over the next few days, strange things began to happen. At first, it was small. An unusual chill in the air whenever she stood near the mirror. The sensation of being watched. Shadows where none should be. The flickering became more frequent. She would glance at the reflection and see brief, almost imperceptible movement behind her. A shadowy figure just out of focus. One night, after a particularly long day, Emily stood in front of the mirror to brush her hair. As she pulled the brush through her strands, she froze. In the reflection, her lips were moving, but she wasn't speaking. Her heart thudded in her chest. She watched, terrified, as her reflection slowly mouthed words she couldn't hear. Then it stopped, and the face in the mirror smiled. A cold, unnatural smile. Emily stumbled backward, her heart racing, but the reflection didn't move with her. It stayed, watching her, standing still while she backed away. As panic gripped her, the mirror itself began to warp. The surface rippled like water, and the shadowy figure she had caught glimpses of before began to materialize. It was a man, pale, gaunt, with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce through her. He stood behind her reflection, his long fingers resting on its shoulders. "Let me in," the reflection mouthed. Emily screamed and ran, slamming the bedroom door behind her. She locked herself in the living room, trembling. The night stretched on in unbearable silence, the memory of the figure in the mirror haunting her every thought. By morning, she mustered the courage to go back. When she opened the door, the mirror was gone. In its place was an empty frame, and etched into the wood at the bottom were two words, scratched in deep. "I'm here."